Yo, what's up, guys? Okay, so we're going to be doing an ancient tier list on this stream, but I kind of wanted to, I guess, talk with you guys a little bit first. How are you doing, guys? Nice to see you. What's up, Jason? Hey, everybody. So, for those of you that either have ancients or are going for ancients, what ancients do you think are going to be the top, and which ones do you think are going to be the worst? I'm actually really curious because I don't know. I really feel like a lot of people put certain ones on pedestals when they're not really that great, you know? And then I also feel like some people are just sleeping on some ancients, so. Check this out real quick. I actually didn't get to set up the, what's it called? The tier list on stream, so let me just add that in real quick. Okay, sweet. Let me trim this a little bit. This is so scuffed, guys. I do apologize. There you go. So I will be doing this here in a second. Okay, can y'all see that? Is that good? Tell me, please. Can y'all see that clearly? Yo, what's up, what's up? We're going to be having a giveaway during this stream, but I really did want to get through this ancient tier list first, because I do plan to add this to my channel. So it's going to be more towards the beginning, and then we'll be going through maybe some world boss carries or something like that. Not too sure. Definitely got a bunch of regen to do, and I do want to answer any questions that some of y'all may have. Neff? Oh yeah, I'm not Neff. Sorry, wrong stream, homie. Alrighty, so just to be clear, y'all can see that, right? Yep, good, cool, perfect. Okay, so which ancient do you all think is the best ancient? Like, honestly, like, I'm really curious. I want to know what y'all think. Clover, honestly, Clover, Weave, Clover, Weave. Seems like Clover and Weave. So we're gonna go ahead and see what I have to think about all this, and I definitely have my reasons for them. I'm gonna be trying to look at this from a perspective from a player that likes both DPS and tank roles. That goes for support, healer, stuff like that. So I'm kind of a player that likes just about a little bit of everything. I've recently been into DPS builds a lot recently, and I don't know, I really like them a lot. But my background is usually tank oriented or support oriented. I've always been a tank main. So I feel like I don't know, I just feel like my feedback on this might help those players out. But if you guys are more DPS oriented and you want to know my opinion, I can go ahead and make a second list for y'all here on stream. If you guys want to see one that's more tank oriented, I can do the same thing on this stream as well. But we're going to go ahead and start from an all-around perspective for those that pretty much like both roles and plan to do a little bit of both. So here it goes. Just to start off, I'm going to be skipping through here because I do want to save some for the end. So Clover, Weave, and I'm going to say the two newest ancients are going to be done at the end. Deal? Deal. So we're going to start off with Polly here. So I want you all to tell me what you all think I'm going to put Polly on the list. Like, where do you guys think I'm going to put Polynomicon on the list? What would you all put Polly on the list? Tell me. Polly is B? A or B? B. We're seeing a lot of Bs. I see Low from B, which is hilarious because he's the only one not saying B. Let's see. So for my tankish side, I have to say that Polly is actually really good, just because Leonidas Crown. Let me go ahead and swap here real quick. In game, Leonidas Crown over here. Actually, I can go through my gear. Sorry, this is like so scuffed. I'm trying to make this as seamless as possible, but it's a little hard. So Leonidas Crown right here. 25% chance to root the attacker for so-and-so damage when you get hit. You can double that. So the way Poly works is it copies a mythic. It doesn't double it, so it won't be 25 plus 25 making it 50. It'll be 2 rolls of 25%. So why is that good? Well, because you have the 2 rolls, and if you pair it with other ancients, and this is where I'm going to get to that, pairing it with other ancients, it is honestly really good. Like Clover, for example, that gives you, instead of 2 rolls, you can now have 4 rolls. So Poly for a tank could be really, really good. And this isn't the only good mythic. There's also mythics like Uxanian Power, which to me is really, really fantastic. There's other awesome ones like this Doctor Suit here, gives you barrier, and so on. There's just so many options, you feel me, as tank alone. And the fact that it takes either the main hand or the offhand, to me, is the best case scenario, because I'm able to pair with other things, kind of like Wedi and other stuff like that, really easily, since there's nothing crazy that you want to put on your offhand or your main hand most of the time. There's only a few options. So by itself, if it's the only ancient you have, to me, it's not bad. It's pretty good. But if it's combined with other ancients, it makes it so much better. You feel me? So let's go ahead and go back to the tier list real quick. So I personally think that Poly is definitely A tier. And the reason is just because there's just so much good mythics out there. Like, even if you don't have like a super awesome build, if you can just double a mythic and possibly pair it with Clover as well, it's just insane. Like, you can just add so much value to your build in general if you know the right combinations. And I feel like Poly opens those doors. I feel like the creativity that Poly brings to the table is not only like really strong in certain cases, but also really fun. And to me, the fun aspect of it is why I'm placing it in the A tier. But by itself, if you really want my honest opinion, like if you only get one ancient, right? One ancient, it wouldn't be an A tier. I would definitely put it in either B or C. So this is an ancient that must be paired. And since it must be paired, I might even bring it down to B tier. Paired, it's just insane. It's incredible paired. So I'm going to be putting it in B tier after all. But if it's by itself, it's definitely going to be a B or C. So since B is in both like a solo and paired, I think it's best to put it here because it's the middle ground. So yes, you guys are right. That's pretty accurate. I think Poly is super clean, super good. A tier though, almost A tier in my opinion. A tier, very, very close. I want to put it in A, but I can't. So, but yeah, congrats, you guys are right. That's awesome. So we're gonna go on to Elementarium. This is both helmet or body. I'm not gonna do individuals just yet. There's gonna be a more complex tier list coming in the future that will be more, I guess, role oriented. This is just an all around, should you get it, should you not kind of thing. So what are y'all's guesses on Elementarium? Tell me right now, whether it's the helmet or the body. And I do mean for all tiers, not just camping. For camping, could be great, you know, because there's not that many options at the beginning. But what's your opinions on a late game? Because at the end, every character usually tries to get to the late game. C, I'm seeing a lot of C's. Low. B, can you please explain what low means? Is it C low or is it trash low? So I guess you guys are probably also wondering, what does Elementarium do? Some of you may not know. We do have some new players here in the chat. I do have Elementarium here, so I'll go ahead and put it on. If you read here, it says, major rune bonuses doubled. Only one bonus of this type may be active, so you can't pair it with the APOC set. Unfortunately, that would be really cool, but you can't. So you can only use this kind of bonus on one item or one set. So what are the major runes? So let me go ahead and show you the major runes. The major runes are down here. It's going to be these 4 right here. These are your major runes. So instead of having 3, 6, 9, 12, I now have 24. If I had Elementarium on, I just changed it back. But that's pretty much what it would do. Now, the way I see it is, it's not It's not bad, you feel? It's a good bonus, but is it worth 15 mythics and 3,500 materials plus up tier mythics and materials? Like, is it that good? And just right now, just comparing to other sets, we will be moving around some of this this stuff. Did I not have my game out? Wow, hold on. So sorry, guys. See, this is very scuffed, but there you go. Okay, so let me go ahead and show that again. This is going to be Elementarium right there. And the thing that it does double is going to be these runes right here. There you go. So instead of having 3, 6, 9, 12, I'll have 24 because it's doubled, which is pretty good. But again, it's not the best in slot. Like, I would rather have Nevermore here. I would rather have Fium helmet here. I would rather have Leonidas Crown Mythic there instead, to be honest. I'd rather do 25 or have a 25% chance to root the attacker than just have a little more evade. If I really wanted some evade, I could take advantage of the Witchum bonus, which I already am, doubling the evade I have here. So to me, it's outclassed, outshined by just about anything you can put in that slot. And if we just come to the body, just looking at what I have on right now is just miles better. Like, Shield of Ascarium is top 3 best in slot. There's no reason to take it off. And the other two, in my opinion right now, are Gomaloid Cyclone Armor and Exothermic Jacket, and those are only mythics. So I just don't see a scenario where you would want Elementarium over anything else. So I go ahead and go back to this. I personally think that Elementarium is either D or trash, guys. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. It's either D or trash, but in some builds like Deflect, okay, like in a Deflect build, it could be viable. It could be viable as the helm slot, and then you probably rock 2-piece Witchum. Watch, I'll actually make a build. Let me go back to the game real quick. So I can rock this, I can slap this on, and then I can just go all Deflect, right? And I can have a crazy amount of Deflect. I could probably even put this on, that way I don't die right away. So I can have a really nice Deflect build, right? There's no second guessing that. Like, that's definitely going to be cool. But where do you really use those kind of setups? You know, there's only like one thing, and that's invasion. And how many of you guys really care for invasion? Personally, I don't care for invasion. So it's one of your top 3 ancients. I agree, Jason. Honestly, I definitely agree. Elementarium isn't bad, but it's just not great. Completely agree. Completely agree. So let me go ahead and bring up this tier list again. I am going to leave it there. What do you guys think about my placing on Elementarium? I feel like Elementarium just belongs in D class. Like, I don't see it any higher than that. And if I do change it, it's going to go down here. And I don't think it belongs there, you know? Valid? Yeah. Okay, cool. Do I recommend anyone make this ancient? If you are just getting what you think is viable, no. I don't think it's worth getting. I, in fact, think it's a waste of materials, which is why mine's stuck down here in T18. I actually wish I didn't put it in T18. I wish I had just kept it in tier 17, because I actually up-tiered it and never touched it since, I'd say, probably even tier 16, tier 17. So, Elementarium, big L, waste of materials, waste of boost, waste of time. Completely avoid it unless you have a niche build that you want to go for. Is it needed for any content? No. So, that's my thought on it. Let's go and go on to the next item, which is going to be... I can never really pronounce the name of this main hand, and I really do apologize, but it's Argan Sight or Ariagan Sight. I don't know how to say it. It's pretty much this bow and staff, so it's nothing crazy. Let me go ahead and show you it in game real quick. Okay, so bust out the main hand, and you can already see how far down I have to go to look for it. Right here, tier 13. Okay. So this is going to be the bow variant, and I'll go ahead and read the staff variant, and I'll also see if I have enough materials to go ahead and reforge so I can show you the skills. But this is going to be for the bow variant. It says 50% chance when you attack to change your element damage to your enemy's weakest. So that pretty much means if you're just stocked up on right here, this gives air resistance. It probably has like air damage or something, seeing as it is a bleed set. Instead of you having air damage, you will have now pretty much whatever your enemy's weakest is. If they were weakest to fire, you will now have fire damage instead, which is pretty cool, right? It sounds awesome. Does that not sound awesome? I think that's a fantastic, awesome bonus. But then here's the problem. One, I think you make this in tier 12. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is tier 12 or tier 13. Check this out. The skills completely trash, like completely trash. The 0 SP to start off. Deals damage to the furthest enemy, attacks 2 times. Not the most viable skill. Attacking the furthest is pretty cool in some scenarios, but not really. I mean, sometimes, yeah, and maybe in flags, but nothing else really. There's also a 1 SP, deals damage to the furthest enemy and 3 random enemies. Now, to me, I don't know. I just feel like random enemies now in these tiers is just very, very risky. Harvester is better. Many good main hands though, even if its skills were good, hard to suffer the main hands. I do agree. Like main hands, there's just so many crazy main hands right now. I completely agree with what you said there. Harvester better. I kind of agree with that as well. It just depends on what role you are. If you're the DPS, it just really depends. It's better for a DPS than it is the tank, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and see. Just seeing all these attacks, guys. I mean, you can see them here on screen. They're not the greatest. Spread heal teammates is cool, but then you damage the weakest enemy. And to me, that's not bad, but it is the weakest move out of every move is going to be the weakest enemy, I do believe. That or its target, but I think it's weakest. But deals damage to strongest enemy, attacks 3 times. This is just a brain procer. This is just going to proc your enemy's brains and you're going to kill yourself and your whole team. This one right here deals damage to target enemy, usable once per adventure. This would be cool if it wasn't once per adventure. It would be super awesome and worth using with like a one-shot build. So unfortunately, it is locked behind once per adventure, making it very, very trash in my opinion. So that is going to be the bow variant. Let me go ahead and see. I do have enough to make the staff. I'm going to reforge to the staff for you guys real quick. If we go to the staff, you can see here, 50% chance when you get hit to change all resistances to the opposite element. Now, it's pretty much just the opposite of the bow. Instead of getting damage, you get the resistance, right? This would be cool if it really did anything. Like it's not bad, right? You can be very, very tanky, but there's just, again, so much more options you can have in this slot. Like anything else, in my opinion, is better unless you're just trying to be the guy that doesn't die, but also does nothing, because your skills they're just terrible. Deals damage to the closest enemy, always a bad move because usually you have an offensive tank in the front line for PvP or anything like that. Yes, I completely agree. Shields and heal self, that's nice if it was a 0 SP. Spread heal teammates, that'd be nice if it was a 1 SP. Deals damage to the furthest enemy twice and drain on second hit. So you're not even draining them twice, you're draining them once. You're literally draining them one time. And again, brain procer. You don't want to proc brains, you feel me? Obviously, you're not going to be using a bunch of dual strike and speed and be procking this a lot, but to me, this is just pretty bad. Like all of this, once per adventure, like all of this, terrible. Boom, just the worst. So I just think if I am going to put this on the tier list, let's go ahead and go back to the tier list. I am just straight up going to put this in the trash tier, and I would like to know what y'all think about that. Valid, concur, agree, completely agree. Yes, I completely agree with this as well, guys. Of course, because it is my tier list, but I just feel like there's no other spot for this to be at. Both of them are terrible, which is even worse. So no matter what you pick, it's just bad. We're going to go ahead and go on to the next ancient here on the list, which is going to be Codex. Now, Codex to me is really, really cool. It brings a lot to the table, a lot more than people think. So I'd like to know what you guys think about Codex. It will be really useful in tier 23. Yeah, if we ever even get tier 22. Oh man. Codex is high C, B tier. Okay, B tier. High C and B tier. So it seems like it's pretty B C-ish. Go to cosmetics, some cool niche builds. I'm gonna say C. S. Wow. Okay. B is saying S tier. That's a little that's a hot take right there. But it needs to be paired with something to be good. Not great on its own. Of course. I would say C. Okay, so it seems like a lot of B, C, 1S. Let me go ahead and see here. Let's go to the game real quick. And let me slap on my Codex. Let me go ahead and read that to you guys. So there's two variants, right? Gives an offensive bonus and skill based on the main hand's elements. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pretty much show you what this one does for air, because it's going to be an air weapon. You will see this little logo here, which is kind of similar to all the other ones on all the other damage types. I think it's just a color difference. Deals air damage to the furthest enemy 2 times. Passive, +3 adrenaline. So it gives me adrenaline with this one, right? If we go to something that has no element like Poly, let's go ahead and check it out. It's going to deal damage to... Wait. Some of Codex's skills are still bugged. Yeah, there are still some bugged ones on Codex. Deals damage to the closest 2 times. Passive, 6% dual strike. Now, this is good on certain builds, like if I wanted to use pretty much this build right here, right? I want to do something like that. I can just have dual strike, and that way if they hit me, I can dual strike them with this. I obviously have to proc this first, so if I do proc this, I have a chance to dual strike them. And all of this again can be rerolled with Clover, and this can be rerolled with Poly and then Clover. You know what I'm saying? So it could go with some builds. Vamp also can dual strike, so anything Vamp can dual strike. That'd be great for that kind of scenario. If we put something on like this ice weapon, which is going to be the Venture main hand, it does a deals water damage and freeze to target. And the passive here is really, really nice. Freeze takes 1 less stack, which is really cool if you're trying to completely freeze your enemy as quickly as possible, which is usually what you want to do with freeze or any element for that matter. So as you can see, this could really help you out depending on what element you're running. I do believe I have a fire weapon here. This one just has 35% combustion. So how is that good? So that would be good in a build like this. Let's just say that's combust, right? Right now it's on bleed. I have this set to combust. You just can't see it. And I can do something like that. So right here, I'll be getting hit. I can consume an SP. And if I expender 5, I'll be able to combust, right? If I get hit, I'll be able to have a 15% chance to combust. So all of that is going to have a extra bonus of 35% combust, which is pretty cool. You know, there's just a lot of things you can do with the offensive version. Let me see if I can actually reforge this. My materials are a little low right now for 21. I think I have some stuff to scrap. Oh, perfect. I don't think I actually have any. That wasn't 21, I don't think. But let me see. I have so much stuff here. Yeah, I can't. Darn. But pretty much it's a defensive skill. I can go ahead and read some of them real quick off the wiki. Let me go ahead here. Get the wiki out. Okay, information. The cool thing is, honestly, just using the wiki, guys, there's just so much stuff here. So equipment, ancients. Okay, so here I am on Codex. I'm not going to put this on the stream because it's going to take too long, but I'm just going to read out some stuff. So for fire, you will have, this is going to be for defensive, by the way. Fire, you'll have patience. For physical, you'll have purification. For earth, you'll have barrier, 10%. Water, plus 10% vamp, which is really, really nice. Air is going to have 10% revitalize, and electric's going to have 10% bolster. So there's just a bunch of stuff you can have. There's so many combinations. Again, that brings a lot of fun. But how viable is the defensive side? I feel like the only really good one is going to be Vamp, which kind of brings down Codex a little bit if you're not going to be playing for the offensive. So let's go ahead and go back to the tier list here. Okay, so where would you guys put it? You said B and C and S. I personally think just like Poly, it belongs in the B. I'm also saying that it's going to be worse than Poly, putting it on the right side of B. The only reason why I'm putting it on B is because the combinations it does give are pretty strong. For example, Combust, so much Combust builds, especially with self-hit, really, really nice, especially with just being a tank, extremely nice. Or any kind of awesome set like A&R, or if you can try to somehow fit it with the Fire set, really nice. You won't obviously have that crazy awesome passive, but it's still pretty cool to have on there with Weave or by itself. It's just really nice. So I like it. To me, it's barely in B tier, only because it brings a lot of fun. Otherwise, I would probably put it very, very high C. So Codex is a B for me. Next, we're going to be looking at Evolium. So Evolium has a lot of crazy things, guys. I'm going to go ahead and show you it in game, but I'm not going to go over a crazy amount of it because there's just so much. So just coming over here, let's go ahead and check out Evolium real quick. And while I do this, tell me where y'all think Evolium is going to be. S, 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 high B? Evo is for the spicy barrier or extort. S tier. Okay, S tier. A to B. Okay, so it's a lot of really high placements for Evolium, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think you guys were going to put Evolium so high. So this right here, in my opinion, is the most meta setup for being a tank, unless you're going for a barrier version. That would just replace the vampirism for the barrier. So this comes with, the way I set it up is the damage reduction and block chance route. Now, the reason I chose block chance instead of more damage reduction is because that 10% block chance can be re-rolled with Clover, so I have a possibility to proc that, which is why I use that. Evade, you naturally come with 2.5% evade. That means I already have 7.5% evade, plus a re-roll with Clover, without any enchants or runes, which to me is not bad. And then you can also put the vampirism or extort. Let me go ahead and reforge this real quick so I can show you guys. We're going to reforge here. Boom. Okay. So here's the upgrade path for the defensive variant. You can obviously choose whether you want damage, or sorry, I believe it's power, stamina, agility, or however they call it. This one's going to be for damage reduction, and this one's going to be for block. So for the first tick, you either have damage reduction or block to choose from. I always go the block route for the reason I explained a while ago. Go ahead and upgrade again. So here we do have absorb chance 2.5 or evade 5%. Now, I always like going evade unless I'm going to be using a lot of absorb builds like I was in tier 20. Evade's just easier to stack because it's usually twice the amount of any absorb. So I always try to go evade. Yo, what's up, guys joining the stream? Sorry if I'm not paying attention to the chat too much. I'm trying to get this part, I guess, a little cleaner for the YouTubers, the guys that just watch the videos. That way I can just easily make it a video and send it out. So we're going to get this out of the way. And then I promise you guys I'll pay a little more attention to the chat. Go ahead and go on to the next part. World say something ridiculous yet? Yeah, I did. I really did. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's come over here. We do also have the Vampirism or the Max Shields version. I personally like the Vampirism version because, I mean, you can reroll it with Clover. It does damage. It's nice. I usually go tank, so that's why I like it. I really don't care much for Shields, although Shields is really good to have. I just think the Vamp version is a little better. Go ahead and go to upgrade again. So here they're going to be the last two options. It's going to be either 10% barrier or extort. Now, barrier, really solid. 10%, not the greatest. So unless you're pairing it with other barrier, I highly recommend you go with the extort variant. But again, it really just depends on what you're going for. So that's going to be all of the options for tank. I sadly don't have any materials to show you guys the DPS variant right now, but pretty much very, very similar. I'll go ahead and bring up the wiki real quick just so I can read that off for you guys. Okay, so Evolium, and for the offensive, it's going to be either +5 damage or +5 speed. I'd go speed, plus 20% purification, or plus 10% SP regen. That's entirely up to what you guys would want. Then there's going to be a dual striker and power, both 5%, again, depending on what you guys need. And then the adrenaline 3% or the revitalize. And those are going to be the Evolium bonuses for the offensive version. Now, personally, I think the offensive version isn't the greatest. It's not bad, but it's kind of only useful in certain scenarios like D4s, which is kind of good because that is the in-game content. But after you beat that D4, most players tend to just change it back to the extort vampirism variant because it's just so much better. But where would I place this on the tier list? Let me go ahead and bust out the tier list again. So just looking at Evolium, after showing you guys what it does for both roles, I honestly think Evolium is really solid. It's really nice for extort and all that. So I'm definitely going to put it in A because it is in a meta build. But I honestly would rather put it in B. But the only reason I'm putting it in A is because it's the only way you can have triple extort right now. So that is the only reason. If I could put like a mythic or just another 2-piece set that's possibly like ring and main hand, right? For a third extort, I would definitely do that instead. Someone just asked why I have 2 boosts. Okay, so let me go to the game real quick just so I can explain that. Okay, so I have 2 boosts here, right? I have a Bitgore and I have this Coco. Now, this is supposed to be patched, and I'm surprised it's not. This here is a personal, not a personal, it's kind of like a, how can I explain it? There's, let me go to consumables. So you see here how it says cosmetic consumable, hero bound. This is a hero bound boost, so it's bound to the hero. So whenever you pop it on this guy and you go to an NFT, it won't be on the NFTs because it's a hero bound boost. I went to an NFT and I popped a Bitgore and it kept both of them on. So I have the stack from this stacked with this, and this is like the only boost that still does that, so that's the only one. But anyways, let's go back to the tier list. Yeah, Evolium's going to be hard A for me. Just wish I can go B, but I can't. But next we do have the Fium and Flamium. Go ahead and go back to in-game just to show you what it does real quick. So honestly, this is like one of the most fun, ancients in my opinion. So Fium has Expender 5. What is Expender 5? Expender 5 means after you spend 5 SP, you will get the bonus that it gives here, which is bleed enemy team for 50% of your power 2 times, which is the setup I currently have, I believe, because I am trying a bleed setup. You can also reforge it to have combust. This one is combust all enemies for 25% of your power 3 times. You also have the root variant, damage all enemies for 50% of your power and root. And then the shock one, which is shock the strongest for 20% of your power 6 times. There's just so many of them. This freeze one as well. Fully freeze enemy team and damage all for 175% of your power. Very, very strong. Very nice. Where would I put this one? It's such a fun ancient. Let's go ahead and see the rest. Expender 5, Vampirism. This is the worst one out of all of them. Don't use it. It's terrible. Expender 5, Shield Team for 50% of your power and root enemies. I don't really like it. That one's not too crazy. Root is typically very, very weak, unfortunately. The only good root set, in my opinion, is El Corvo. I do know people like Behemoth, but I don't even know if Behemoth has root. I haven't used Behemoth in so long. This one, Expender 5, give 2 SP to your team, which is not bad. Give Fury to your team, and cleanse and heal. So it's pretty good, pretty useful. Why would you use this? Who is this for? Is this for a tank? Is this for DPS? Why would you even pick this up? Do I recommend it? So yes, I do recommend it. So for a setup like this, to me, this is pretty endgame for a tank right here. You'd want to do something that would, help you consume SP. This is one way of doing it. 30% chance to consume SP and spread heal when you get hit. Now the spread heal is nice, but that's not what you use it for. at least not with this setup. You want it to consume the SP. So this here will copy it, making it consume 2 SP. So obviously paired, fantastic. Obviously I'm pairing it with a bunch of things, fantastic, right? As a tank, you need to have this paired to be really, really strong. Now you could of course just use Exonium power, right? You can just use Exonium power and you'll just have that 30% chance. Not bad. It is not that bad, right? But it is way better paired with other ancients like Poly and Clover. You don't really need these other two, but Poly and Clover are phenomenal with this setup. Now, that is going to be the main way to use it as tank. You would obviously take advantage of stuff like the Bully Rune, 30% chance to get SP when you get hit. So, not too bad, right? But that is going to be like the only good build for tank, in my opinion, unless you're talking speed bait, which in my opinion is more of a defensive support. So speed bait to me is not really, I don't know. Like, it's good. It's really, really good. I mean, that's obviously how you beat the current D4s and stuff, but I just feel like it's not too useful for a tank. But trying to get to endgame, if you're trying to get the last ancients and all that, this is definitely a needed ancient. This ancient is one of the top 3 ancients that is needed for almost all D4s right now in the endgame. So just that alone puts it pretty high. Now for offensive players, obviously, if you're using a lot of skills because you have a lot of speed, or you're just, you know, faster than your opponent and you're just popping SP like crazy, this is going to naturally pop. You don't got to pair with any mythics. It's going to be great on any kind of setup. Period. Any DPS setup, it'll be really, really nice. For example, I do believe I do have this one here, which is going to be my DPS setup. I don't even need any of this. I could literally just have it like this. Like, honestly, like, I can literally just not have anything crazy. I can just have it like this and I'll still be able to take advantage of the bleed just by, you know, having enough turns to use it. So it's pretty solid, you know, super solid if anything. So I think it's super fantastic for any DPS player. Brings a lot of fun and it's just super awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the tier list here. Okay, so on the tier list, I'm honestly thinking, yeah, hip crafting Fium in the background. I know. That's crazy. Here, let me tell him GZ. Do I have him on here? No, I don't. I don't have hip on my list. I'm sorry. So I think I'm going to be putting this. Sounds weird, guys. Sounds weird, but I think I'm going to put this in S tier, guys. What do you guys think about that? Man, it seems like a lot of you guys are on this tier list, man. You guys are definitely giving some similar answers. S tier, B tier, but niche. Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like S tier only because, check this out. On the last 2 tiers, right? I'm not showing anything in game. I'm just talking. On the last 2 tiers, Fium was just so needed. It's crazy. Like, Fium is just so good. Like, you probably don't need it for last tier now, but like when you were in tier, it really helped. So it's just best in slot in my opinion as well. Like, what helmet is better other than possibly Leonidas crown on certain scenarios? Like the new ancient, a lot of players don't like it, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But I just feel like it's best in slot. It's a lot like some other ancients I'm going to be talking about soon. But it's just it's insane. But again, this ancient, let me tell you right now before I go on to the next one. This ancient is an ancient that you want to craft usually if you're going to be pairing it with other ancients. So you have to have other ancients in mind. Like, you could obviously just get Fium and just, you know, be solid. But would you rather have Fium or Clover if you can pick one? You know what I mean? That's where it gets confusing. It's like, well, do I want Fium or do I want Clover? So, yeah. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. We're going to be going over Ascarium. Let me bring back the game. And Ascarium, guys, I mean, you guys saw what Ascarium does. 15% chance to combust the furthest enemy whenever your team gets hit, right? That's going to be the first variant. The second one is going to be root the closest to enemies. When your team gets hit, 15% chance. 15% chance to bleed the weakest. And then we have 50% chance to shock the closest. And of course, the 50% chance to freeze the enemy. Not bad, not bad. All these are pretty solid. Then you go to the other one, which is Heart of Ascarium. Now, Heart of Ascarium, guys. Heart of Ascarium to me is just... it's okay. I feel like a lot of people put this on a pedestal whenever Scram first came out, and I still don't think it was better than the Combust variant, unless they were trying to do some kind of cheese that was out only for the beginning of the Scram release. Other than the cheese, which is obviously gone now for a reason, because it was cheese, I just feel like it's not the greatest option. But I can tell you right now, complete Z tier, like S++ tier cosmetic, Heart of Ascarium, best body cosmetic in my opinion, if you're going for a really awesome armored looking, you know, bit hero. But let me go ahead and read the bonuses. 15% chance to redirect. Now check this part out. This is important. When you redirect this way, now that phrase right there, when you redirect this way, what does that mean? So what that means is that 15% redirect does not stack with regular redirect or any redirect that a set provides you. So this redirect does not get added onto your current redirect. It's a whole other role. So if you add this over here, for example, so if you add this redirect, 35% chance, that does not mean that you will have 50% at all. That just means that you have a 35% chance and a 15% chance, which is kind of terrible, because I'm not sure if this is a higher priority than the other redirect is, and if it's not, and you redirect the other way first, then doesn't that cancel this out? So haven't really tested that yet, unfortunately, but to me, 15% even with Clover is very, very low. I just feel like if it was like a 20%, that would be better, since it is the weaker variant of the Ascarium body. I just feel like if it was just 20%, it would just be so much better. It is an ancient after all. I just feel like 20% would be really, really solid. But unfortunately, it's at 15. It's been at 15. It's going to stay at 15 more than likely. This one does drain weakest for fire damage. Again, it's not even a combust. It's fire damage. Yo, what's up, Cran? What's up? Then we have this one here that's going to be corrupt the closest to enemies, which in my opinion is the best variant for this one. Corrupt is really nice, especially when you're doing specific content, but it's nowhere near as good as the Soul of Ascarium options. Go ahead and go to the next one here. Enraged Team. Now, Enraged Team, not bad, right? But you're again playing like a supporty role. So, I don't know. To me, it's not the greatest. Like, you're either right now meta is either really strong DPS, really strong tank, or Venture Scram. Let's be honest, you know, like there's no super meta support set up right now that's going on. So to me, it's just not good right now, but this to me has some promise in my opinion. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Sap the strongest enemy and deal electric damage. That one's actually not bad. And then we have this other one that just is super hard to see. Let me go ahead and see if I can bring it up on the wiki. Okay. Let's see here. So that last one, if I could find it. Which one is... This one is Heart of Ascarium. Heart of Ascarium is spread shield for 65%, so it's not the greatest. Like, it's okay. To me, it's okay. I don't really like this variant, but again, that one is, in my opinion, like one of the coolest looking body cosmetics, so there's that. But let's go and go back to the tier list. So if we're gonna take a look at the tier list here, there is S, A, B, C, D, and trash. I personally think that this would be going in the A tier. Now, the reason I don't put it in the S tier, guys, are you on lowest brightness? What does that mean? Lowest brightness. I don't know what you mean by that. But anyways, the reason why I don't have it in the S tier is because I just feel like you guys don't need Ascarium. Like, is it a nice power spike? Yes, you know. Is it like super crazy beneficial? Yes, it is. Which is why it's an A. But you don't need it to clear any specific content. You know, if you need it to clear content, that is when it goes into the S tier. You don't need Ascarium to clear content. The reason why it's not S tier is because it's not needed again. So A tier is where it's going to stay. I'm not going to put it anywhere else. Now, again, we are going to be skipping Clover right now. Can I move this over here? Perfect. We're going to be doing these right there. Okay, those are going to be the last 4 in this order here. There you go. Okay. So up next, we do have the main hand Ascarium. I'm actually really curious. Where do you guys think main hand Ascarium lies? And why? And while you guys answer that, I'm going to go back to the game. You would say A. D, you don't like it? Very high A. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and check out the main hand real quick. Go to Reforge here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the skills here. Actually, you know what? I think I do have some materials I can get rid of. One second. I have a extra... Here it is. I have an extra main hand that I was leveling up by accident. Cool. Sweet. I actually was wanting to change from the sword anyway, so that's fine. But let me go ahead and show you the sword before anything. So this is going to be the sword. Really awesome cosmetic in my opinion. Really, really solid. Just super cool. The bonus is the same amongst all of them, I believe, other than the 5% speed. That one changes. It gives plus 2%, or plus 2%, plus 2 SP maximum, and gain 1 SP per turn. Now, that is already really nice. Sounds very basic, but it is a really, really nice bonus, believe it or not. It's really awesome, especially when paired with Fium and sometimes, in certain scenarios, Uxanium Power as well. So it's just really solid. Go ahead and check out these skills. Now, this is where it shines. The first one, pay no attention to that. Let me actually get rid of Codex real quick, just so you don't see that. So this is going to be the skills minus the Dracus mount, of course. Gain 2 SP, which is 0, which is nice because you gain 1 at your start of your turn, so you already have 1 SP. You use this, that's 2 SP, making you 3, and then once your next turn starts to attack, you'll be at 4 SP. Feel me? So you only have to go through 1 turn of having to pop this to pop anything really solid and good. So, gain 2 SP, really solid in my opinion. If you pair it with Codex like you saw before, you don't have to do that. You can already have a damaging ability, has a 0 SP right there. If you really want a damaging ability, that is a way you can do it. So, there's an option. Let's go ahead and check out the other moves. Deals damage to all enemies and gain 1 SP. So this essentially costs 1 SP. This is a 1 SP move once you use it once. So it's not too bad. That means you'll be able to use it every single turn as soon as you unlock it. If you want to just keep spamming that, that is definitely a brain procker. If the enemy has any brains when they get hit, you're going to be proccing them like crazy. So just be wary of that. Really, really nice 2 SP. So just really, really solid in my opinion. And then we have this one here, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4 SP. Deals damage to a random enemy and 7 random enemies. Again, brain procker, but the damage is phenomenal. If you pair this with quad strike or dual strike and you're not worried about those brains or anyone's pets, this is crazy, man. Like, really crazy. So it's not too bad, but again, random, very scary. So you just got to be wary on that. And this is going to be my favorite move out of all of them, which is going to be the 5 SP here. That's what the gold stands for. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. The gold will be the next layer of SP. It's going to be deals damage to target enemy and deathmark them. So that is a guaranteed deathmark. That's a 100% chance to deathmark in a move. If you look at anything else, like if we go to this offhand over here, this is a 30% chance to apply deathmark. If we go to this over here, this is only a 35% chance to apply deathmark. But this skill doesn't give you a percent. It automatically deathmarks them. Which a lot of people, believe it or not, don't know that about Deathmark, or about this, is that it has Deathmark in the kit. So, very, very slept on move. To me, it's one of the strongest moves out of all of the weapons from the Ascarium weapons. If I go to, hold on one second here, check something out. Okay, it's not the wiki, sadly, so whatever. Let's go to the 6 SP here. Deals damage to random enemy 10 times. Now, again, Brain Procker, you're going to be doing mad damage. That's 10. You could quad strike that. That could be 40 hits. You know, that could be 40 hits. So, that's insane. You can do 40 hits with this, and that's just, to me, just super crazy. But anyways, that is going to be the moveset for the Sword of Ascarium. Let me go ahead and craft the spear, because I'm going to end off with the shield. So if we go to the spear here, what does Deathmark do? Let me go ahead and tell you real quick. Let me get the exact thing for Deathmark here. But pretty much it prevents the enemy from healing, I believe. I'm not sure if it's a certain percent. Let me double check. Okay. So Deathmark reduces healing received by 50% until the start of your turn. So I hit them, boom, reduce 50% right away, right off the bat. So if they're going to get 100, like 100 ticks of heal, they're only going to get 50 instead. Pretty awesome. To me, that's really good for an enemy that just keeps healing and healing and healing and you just can't kill them. Really nice. Only problem is Deathmark doesn't come around until pretty late game, I think. Maybe like tier 18 or something like that. So it's a shame. I wish it came a little sooner because that would have been very viable like on some other flags. But yeah, that's Deathmark. Let's go ahead and show you guys the stuff here. This also comes with speed. Same bonus as well. Let's check out the moveset for the spear. They gain 2 SP as well. And then you have a 2 SP shield target and give them 2 SP. Making this a free cast. If you cast it on yourself, you can just keep giving yourself shield and getting 2 SP if you wanted, which isn't the most viable thing, but it's pretty nice. If you want to give someone SP, like Lurky for example, give Lurky 2 SP. Boom, I just gave you 2 SP and some shields. There you go, bro. Go nuts. Really awesome. I mean, the shield's not what you want on this set. It's mainly the 2 SP, but that shield is really nice. So it being so cheap just makes it super viable. You can automatically use it after your first turn, no matter what. So that's pretty nice. You also have deals to all enemies and darkness. And what darkness does is all attackers are considered blinded and have a 50% chance to miss. So it's pretty nice. Again, this will proc brains, unfortunately. I wish this just did something like apply darkness. That way you wouldn't have to worry about proccing any brains. If it just applied the darkness and did no damage, I think it would be far more viable because then you could pair this attack with Fium and get your damage that way if you wanted. But unfortunately, it does deal damage to all enemies, making it, you know, not the greatest. Let's go ahead and go over here. Second. Okay, if we go to the last one. Oh, sorry, there's another one. Cleanse, heal, and shield team, then give them Fury. So that one's pretty nice. The cleanse is nice. The Fury is nice. Really nice move. 5 SP, worth casting. And this other one, give Fury and enrage to target ally. This is very, very solid if you're trying to power up a certain familiar. Again, like Lurky, you want to just give him SP, and then you want to just start giving him Fury and enrage. Just keep piling it on him. That way, when it is his turn, he just hits like a truck. Now, this, to me, is definitely top 3 support weapons, period. I don't think they're going to pass this weapon anytime soon. I don't think they're going to give a better moveset for supports than this weapon. This weapon is just the best support weapon. If you're really hardcore support, this is definitely the weapon you want to go for. Personally, I do think this is the only option to use in the current D4. I don't think there's another main hand that was used recently, but this is definitely the main hand that I used to beat the current D4, and I believe I used it for the last D4 as well. I could be wrong, but it's just so good, guys. Like, the fact that you can just do all of this crazy stuff is amazing, and then you can pair it with something else like this necklace here, Uxanium Lace, and Uxanium Lace will give you this, which is heals target and transform the next receive damage to a heal, which is pretty nice. So you can always just add stuff to it to make it even better. And to me, it's one of the most valuable main hands in the game, period, because it's just so unique. There's nothing really too similar to this main hand. The closest one I could think would probably be this main hand here. It's pretty solid, nothing crazy. It's not same, but I mean, you get some pretty cool stuff. You get the transform here, which is from the neck, really, but I just don't see another really good support main hand like that. So I really do think this is a very, very solid main hand. One of my favorites for sure. But let's go ahead and end this off with the shield. Let's go ahead and reforge. I'm going to end on the shield here. Okay, there's going to be my shield. Now this one, a lot of people think this is the best main hand. Personally, I do think it's extremely strong. Looks super sick cosmetic wise. It's just really, really good. Let's go ahead and check it out. Instead of it giving you the speed like the other two do, this one gives you 5% damage reduction, which is really nice. I mean, nothing crazy. If you think about it, I feel like you're kind of missing a bonus here because all of them already come with damage reduction. It'd be cool if it gave you, 10% damage reduction, seeing as it's giving you 5, but it's whatever, it's whatever, nothing crazy. But let's go to the skills. All of them share the same 0 SP, which is gain 2 SP, something I really like about this main hand. And sorry if I'm going on really long with this Ancient. This one is just really, really complex because there's 3 forms. But let's go ahead and check this out. Shields and heal self. Really, really nice. Obviously, usually for a tank because it's a self kind of thing. Tanks or baits, love this kind of move. It's a 2 SP, yes, but you do get SP pretty fast, especially if you pair it with the Bully Rune, which most tanks will. We also have this one, which is going to be their 4 SP, damage self 5 times, and cleanse self. Now, why is this good? Why is this good? Is this worth using? Yes, completely worth using. Now, why would you want to damage yourself 5 times? I mean, the cleanse is obvious. You want to cleanse yourself, right? But why would you want to damage yourself 5 times? Well, let's say I damage myself 5 times, and I quad strike it. And I have dual strike as well, so not only quad strike, I dual strike it. Well, for one, I can take advantage of Uxanian power and just completely proc this like crazy, making this Fium helmet proc. This, hitting myself, will give me a 30% chance to consume 1 SP after I already spent the 4 SP letting me use Expender 5 here. So if I quad strike that or dual strike that, I can possibly set this thing off 3, 4, however many times. There's just so many procs you can do, right? That's just one instance. That also can proc my Dwadin to spread heal, spread shield when I get hit. That can proc my Druffo. That can proc anything I have that's a when you get hit. Now, what does that mean? Why is that good? Can the DPS take advantage of this weapon, even though it is more tank-oriented? Yes, you can. Imagine you had very, very high speed, right? And you had this as your weapon, and you had this setup. Now, why would you want to use this kind of damage over traditional damage? Pets, for all of you that may not know, is considered, their damage is considered true damage. So true damage does not proc other people's brains or pets. It's just damage. It can't proc anything. They can't evade it. They can't none of that, right? It's just damage. Boom. Okay. The only thing that could stop this is barrier. And even then, I do believe the first little bit of damage still goes off. So it will stop at that barrier and that's it. That's the only thing. So why would you use this? Obviously to take advantage of that true damage. You don't want to proc brains. So instead of procking brains, you'll proc your own brain instead of theirs. And you'll kill them with your own brain, or pet, sorry. So, yes, you can definitely use this as a DPS. It's phenomenal. Like, it's amazing. It's super good and honestly really slept on. A lot of people do know about this, but even more people don't know about it. So it's crazy. But this move right here is the reason why people think this is the best main hand. A lot of people also think that these 2 moves are the reason that this main hand is really good. I think it's this one right here. This one's pretty good. So why is this one good? Just look at the numbers, right? Look at, let me put on Codex. Okay, so if we just look at the Codex's damage, 24,000 to 29,000 damage, right? Now look at this one right here. 423,000 to 517,000 damage. You feel me? Like, look at the difference between the 0 SP's damage and the 5 SP's damage. Yeah. That's like an extra 400 or 500,000 more damage. That's insane. That's just that one move. Not just that. Check this out. That's 5 SP. So the moment you use that move, the very moment you use that move, you can proc any Fium or Flamium you have on. Boom. Instant. Not only are you hitting them with a whole planet of a move, you're also hitting them with your Fium proc. So paired, see how I'm pairing this with a lot of things? Paired, this is a beautiful weapon paired, like beautiful. We're going to go ahead and go down to the very last move now. That one right there. That one right there is just insane, right? The one before it, just insane. Yeah, basically a one-hit KO. And you want to know something, guys? You want to know something that this has that Broom doesn't? It's not limited to once per adventure. You can just keep using this over and over and over and over and over again. And it hits harder than that Broom skill. It hits harder than a majority of skills in the game. Check this out. Look at my mount's damage. It almost does the same damage as my mount at its max. So you're pretty much using a mount skill whenever you have this SP, which you will if you self-hit yourself, proc your pet. You'll probably get enough SP afterwards with Bully Rune. You know, like you're just gonna be doing some crazy stuff, guys. That's all I'm saying. Is the combinations are endless with anything above 3 SP on this, so it's great. And then we're gonna go to the last one: shields teammates and cleanse. You're cleansing them. And then it says transform the next damage you receive to a heal. So this is insane. Now I'm going to tell you right now, not only is this a good weapon, not only is the spear a good weapon, not only is the sword a good weapon, you see what I'm saying? All 3 of them are good. But if I'm not mistaken, it could be, for anyone that knows this in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it is the only weapon that has been used to pass the current D4 for the player, of course. They had to use the spear. No, you didn't miss the giveaway. The giveaway will be starting shortly after this, which we're almost done, so not too bad. We're going to do one of the giveaways. I'm going to do some regen, and then we're going to do the last 2 at the end of the stream. So we're going to do one right away, right after this. Don't worry. But it is needed for the current D4, and I do believe it was used in the last D4. And yeah, it's really solid. So the fact that it's needed, let's go ahead and go back to the tier list. Again, the fact that it's needed, for me, this is an S tier ancient. Super S tier. Okay. We're going to go on to Wedi. Let's go back to screen here. This one's actually really fast, which is perfect. Wedi here. If I reforge it, I can show you the options. Pretty much copy any set effect that requires 3 pieces, what I have it on right now. And then we have copy any set effect that requires 2 pieces, which is going to be the reforge as the other one. Now, what can you use this for? So let's just pretend this is the 2 out of 4 and not the 3 out of 4, right? So what I can use this for is this, right? Let's just say it's the 2 out of 4 and not the 3 out of 4. I can pretty much do this, right? This is what everyone likes to see right here. This is everyone's favorite thing to see is this right here, right? That's what y'all like seeing, this extort. You get triple extort from me, right? That's cool, right? That's really cool. It's really nice. I like that it, you know, doubles this. So it would be doubling the extort on this set, which is cool, making it 2 extort. You can do that with something else like this build right here. I can just put this here and I can put this here. So let me show you an example of the 3 out of 4. So the 3 out of 4, I'll be having a copied 20% chance to bleed the enemy for when you hit them. So it's 2 20% chances that can both be rerolled with Clover to bleed the enemy when you hit them. And you also get 2 15% empower against bleeding enemy, making that around 30%. So, or 2 rolls of 15%, sorry. So that's again can be that again can be Clover rerolled. So that's fantastic, you know, really good. It's really, really good. Now, where would you guys place this on the tier list? Where would you guys place this ancient on the tier list, and why? S tier. I'm going to go back to the tier list. S, obviously S tier. Man, a lot of S. S purely for my sanity for 3 extort runs. But you don't need... Okay, let me go back to the game. Let me show you guys this real quick before I actually give you all my answer. So, you don't need Wedi to have 3 extort. If you look at this build, it's not max tier yet. I'm max tiering it right now. You have 1 extort here. You have 1 extort here. And you have 1 extort here. That's already 3 extort. And it works literally like almost just as good. Like it really does. So you don't need it, you know, to get that 3 extort. That's 3 extort, and if you pay attention, that's 1 ancient. You can have a triple extort with 1 ancient in the game. So, I don't know. I mean, it's good, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, Wedi's good. Go back to the tier list. Wedi's good, but like, is it that good? I'm going to say Wedi is solid, and it does a lot of nice things, especially for those vamp lovers. So I'm going to put it in A. I'm going to put it in A. So you don't need it for anything. Like, name one scenario where you need Wedi. Like, you need it. Like, it's the only way you can beat something, or the only way you can do something. There's not a single reason. Like, not a single way of needing that much. Like, even for my vamp setup, if we go to my vamp setup, do I even use... I don't even know. Do I use that? I haven't finished it, by the way, but... Yeah, boom, look. That's my vamp setup. I don't even use it. Like, obviously, it's only going to be vamp here, and then vamp here, and then I double this, but it's still a pretty decent vamp setup. Like, you don't need it for vamp. So, it's not needed for a vamp setup, and to me, that's what keeps it in A tier. I just don't really think it's needed for anything. And to me, if something's needed, that means that it's going to be in high demand. But it does have so many applications. I do agree with you, Jason. Like, I completely agree with you. It's completely viable. And I'm not saying it's just A. I'm saying it's like an A+, guys. You know what? I'm even going to do this. Let me put this in order to where I think it is. I'm going to put this like that. I do think that's right, and that's definitely right. So that's where I'm going to leave that right there. I don't know. I don't think it can go any higher than that. I just feel like that's the best. So that's going to be it for that one. We're going to go on to Harvester. Guys, I want to know right now. I don't have Harvester in game, so I ain't going to show you nothing in game. This is just going to be a click and drag. What do y'all think Harvester is, guys? Yo, what's up, Brain? Yo, Apple, if you need those world boss carries, I'll do the world boss carries right here afterwards. You still need them? Zesty being an analyst? Yeah. Nah, dude, it's fine, dude. I still have them if you want to run them. I haven't ran them. Either way, I'll run them. It's no biggie. You're biased, so A+. We got an A+ for Harvester. What? S tier. I don't have Harvester, guys. And it's not because it's a hard farm. It is a hard farm. No, don't get me wrong. It's pretty hard farm. But, guys, I'm going to be straight up with y'all. Y'all ready? Okay, no, let's be real. Let's be real. That's where it belongs, guys. I'm so sorry. Right there. Right there. You see that, guys? You see that little spot right there? You know what? Do I think it's better than Broom? Do I think it's better than Broom? What do you guys think? You guys think Harvester's better than Broom? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, my birthday was good. Thank you so much for asking, brother. At least put it higher than Broom. Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, some people say that Broom's better, some people say that the Harvester's better. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if the percentages were higher on the bonus, it would be a D tier or even a C tier. But it's just such a low chance, even with Clover. Like, I don't know. To me, it's so outlandish to put it anywhere else. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. All right. So we're gonna go on to the next one, which is gonna be the Sacramentum ring. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys in game what it does, real quick. Let me just bust it out super fast right there. So this is my favorite version of the ring. Increase all teammates' accuracy by 7%. Your first attack on each reduces their current health by 15%. And by that, it's not the entire health bar. So if their health was 50%, it's only 15% of that 50%. So this is something you want to proc right away if possible to get the most out of it. And then you have a 35% chance to apply Deathmark. Again, Deathmark is 50% of the heals received aren't as effective or aren't effective at all for the enemy, whoever you proc it on. So it's not bad. It's pretty good. I was using this as a niche Deathmark build. To me, it's okay. Nowhere near needed for anything. Nowhere near meta. Is it nice? Yeah, but Nowhere near meta. And there's other things that are better in slot, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and reforge this. Here are the other two options. This one is going to be increase all teammates' armor by 7% and a 35% chance to curse your enemy when they hit you. Now, if you're curious on what curse does, let me go ahead and bring out the wiki real quick one more time. Sorry, I always forget the exact thing for curse because I really don't use curse that often. Go to the mechanics here. Okay, curse. Where is curse? There it is. Your enemies gain X% chance to cast 0 SPs only. So why would that be good? So let's just say your enemy just has some crazy combust abilities, but they're all SP abilities. Well, I mean, they hit you, you have a 35% chance that you can reroll with Clover, by the way, to only let them use 0 SP abilities, which is very, very good if you're like in a D4 that has a very, very annoying DPS enemy with some crazy SP abilities. I could see it being useful then, but other than that, I just don't see this being viable. And again, you have to get hit by that specific enemy. So it's just very, very, very situational. As good as it sounds, it's just very situational. The armor's nice, but it's only 7%, so nothing crazy. And let's check out the last one, which is going to be increase all teammates' max health by 10% and lifesteal by 15%. Your fastest ally's first move, I think it says, has 100% Braveheart. So you'll have 100% Braveheart on your fastest teammates' first move on them, the first damaging ability on them. So it's not bad. The max health is nice. The lifesteal is whatever, right? Nothing crazy. It's really nothing crazy. So a lot of people think this is the best version of it. With a one-shot build, maybe. But other than that, I would say it's pretty whack. I don't see this being useful. I think the best ones are the other two, in my opinion. But you know, people really think really highly of this one, so I can see the reasoning. But yeah, it's not needed at all. It's not meta at all. It's nowhere near, in my opinion, worth crafting, guys. But let's go ahead and bust out the tier list. What are your guys' thoughts on that ring? Where would you all put it on the tier list? So right off the bat, it's very niche. It's very, very niche. But would you guys put it in the same bracket as Elementarium? Or do you think it has more potential than Elementarium? Now, Elementarium to me is you want to know what Elementarium is for me? A glorified mythic. I feel like Elementarium could be a mythic, guys. If they changed it to a mythic, I don't think anyone would get mad, you know? I think Elementarium is literally a mid. It's mythic. It's not trash, it's good. It's just not great. Do you all really think that Sacramentum is the same level or worse than Elementarium, or do you think it's better? D tier, C tier, B tier, C or B? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm gonna put this in the C tier because it does have a lot of really, really nice potential. I just think its time to shine just hasn't arrived yet. For those of y'all that didn't know, Fium, believe it or not, wasn't that sought out for a long time. I felt like when it came out, people were like, it's okay. And then harder content came out where you just really need to take advantage of those, you know, amplifiers. And it started to shine when they made it easier to proc it, all these crazy SP gaining like sets and other ancients and ways to combine it. So I just feel like it has potential that it just hasn't been shown yet. So to me, it belongs in the C tier. We're going to go on to Starweave. Now, guys, if you guys haven't checked out my Starweave video, check it out if you guys want to know what it does. But pretty much, it acts as a set piece. So if you want to have 3 pieces of the set, here's 1, 2, boom, there's the third one. And that's what it does. It just fills that missing void for the set. So pretty nice. You can pair it with stuff. Like here, for example, I really wanted to get the 3 out of 4. I don't need it, right? I could always just put on the Witcham ring. But if I'm being really picky, I have my Witcham ring on damage, right? 13,000 damage. So I use that when I want to go bait. Or my Starweave that is going to be on health. So you can always use it like that. You could use it on sets where you really, really just need that empty slot. So for example, let's see here. So we're going to go with a very easy build to weave it with, which is going to be Pashima. We're going to put on Pashima real quick. Just quick example. Super quick. There you go. So let's say you wanted to utilize your Fium with this, but you wanted the 4 out of 4. Boom. There's your weave, and you can do crazy combos like this. Very, very basic. Very, very basic. But what does this do for you? This gives you the capability to use a very, very strong ancient on a very okay set. You feel me? So this ancient right here is one of the most talked about ancients when it comes to placement on a tier list. A lot of people say it's either really, really good or really, really bad. If we see here, Ninja says C tier, overrated, wink face. There's a lot of people that think that, believe it or not. Avadom says SSS, Jason S tier, Mitch SSS, you know. Pashma catching strays, yeah, honestly. But that's the thing. A lot of people, believe it or not, guys, in World Chat, if I ask that question, some people would probably say it's trash or not needed. And you want to know why? Let me go ahead and actually show you why really quick. So let me go to the open, right? Whoops, open. So right off the bat, what are the 3 meta builds in the game right now? 4 meta builds, okay? 4. Okay, the first one, everyone loves this one. It's going to be X-Door, right? X-Door, right? Do y'all think X-Door is a meta build? I think X-Door's meta build. Do you see Weave on here? No, you don't. Weave is not on here. Okay? So if we go to another meta build, right? Let me put one on for you real quick. We go to another meta build. Super fast meta build. Boom. Look at how fast I'm getting meta. Oh my god, it's insane. Meta speed run. Let's see this. Right? Super meta build. Like so meta, it's freaking gross, guys. Okay? Do you see Starweave needed there? No, you don't. You feel me? You don't need it. Okay? So we're going to do one of the other 2 meta builds, which is going to be Venture. And then you can even pair it with something like Skyant. You know, you don't even need Weave for that. Whoa, whoa, that would have been gross. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Okay, there you go. Right. So, okay, let's just put Prismian. So, look, see? I don't need Weave. I don't need Weave. Do I need Weave for this? Do I need Weave for that? I don't need Weave for that at all. But, check this out. If I put Weave, okay, then I got a really nice bonus, you know? Your healing skills have a 50% chance to cleanse. Isn't that awesome? So that's that right there. That 50% chance to cleanse and give them enrage is only possible with this 4 out of 4, of course, with Starweave. Which to me, this is a super goated combo, by the way, if you want to be a really offensive support with true damage, no less. This is super goated, and it can only be achieved with Starweave. You feel me? So boom. There's a use for Starweave, but again, for the average player that's just trying to get by, that just wants meta, do they need Weave? No. You feel me? And for the last meta build, the last one, the most annoying meta build in the game right now that honestly shouldn't even exist. Why do I even own this set? Somebody please answer that question for me. Somebody please. I don't even need that there. I can literally do this. I can literally do that. Literally can do that. I can even do... Dude, I can literally do anything. I can literally do this. I can even put this guy on, you know? And then I just hang out with a bunch of epic fams, Grumbler, and just chill and just, you know, kill everything. I mean, I don't even need an ancient with this. You see that? You see that right there? Is Weave here? No, it is not. It is not here, guys. It's not here. So, with all that being said, with all that being said, do you need weave? No. But you're asking me for my opinion on the placement on the tier list, right? We're going to go to the tier list here. Where you guys said S tier, right? And some C's. Where do you think I would put it? Now, I'm very biased on this. This is my favorite ancient in the game. Just throwing that out there. This is my favorite ancient in the game. A tier, A tier, A tier. Okay. A tier, A, B tier. So, as much as I want to put this in like its own Z tier class, as much as I want to just like put him way up here, dude. Like way up here. This can be a neck or a ring, by the way. A neck or a ring really doesn't make a difference. Because if you have Clover, you're never going to use neck anyways. Where would I put this? I want to put this right here, guys. I want to put this here, but I can't. I want to put this here so bad. And I feel like I am. But I'm going to put him right here. I'm going to put him right here. And the only reason why is because it has a special place in my heart, guys. But realistically, if I'm going to be real honest with you guys on what's needed and end game content and all that, and like if you're trying to like beat the game, get all the crazy ancients in tier, this is down here, guys. This is down here, guys. Let's be real, you know? But I mean, if you're going for fun and you want some crazy combos and you really can, if you really see like crazy combinations that you can do, then obviously he's going to be right here, right? But for those people, I know I'm moving it back, guys. I'm moving it back. I'm moving it back. Don't freak out. This is where I truly think it belongs for the kind of player that I am. But for people that are just going for what they need, it's not up. It's not up there, man. At least not right now. It's not up there. Unless you want a perk Clover build, it is not up there. You feel me? S only if you have the ability to make one. I can make two, but I haven't done it yet. I've been wanting to try it. But anyways, yeah, A tier, guys. That's where I'm going to put it. Okay, you guys already know what Clover does, right? You guys know what Clover does? Yeah, Clover did tarnish it. Clover tarnished it, guys. Clover tarnished it. Let's be real. If Clover didn't exist, Weave would be the best ancient in the game. But everyone knows what Clover does, right? So let's say you have a 15% chance to evade, or 50% chance to evade. Let's just say 50. You evade, you miss your evade, you get to reroll it one more time, giving you another chance at that 50%. Boom, there you go. So we all know what Clover does. It's tier 17. It's goated. It's really good. I don't even want to sound hipster or anything. I'm just going to be straight up. This is the best of the best. And even though it is not needed for any... Actually, it might be needed for the tier 20 or tier 19 D4. I don't remember. But even though it's not needed for the most current D4, it's actually one of the worst things to put there since you really need transform. I don't know, guys. It's broken, guys. Let's just be real. It's broken. Let's go to the next one. The current ancient, okay? This is something I really want to talk about. Okay, so real quick, let's get out of here. I don't want to be in this area. I keep getting added. Okay. So, hands down, one of the coolest cosmetics in the game. Let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Like, here's the red one. You want to see the blue one? There's the blue one. You feel me? It's solid. It's nice. That's just that, though. So, if we come to Reforge, let's go ahead and check it out. Slow-mo. 25% chance to skip enemies' turn and decrease their offensive bonuses by 15% for one turn. Doesn't proc with 64-bit Clover. Now what that means is you can't re-roll that 25% with Clover. So that's what that means. And the offensive version, if I can get it all here on screen, right there. Slow-mo, no, it's slow-mo right here. Can't get it. But pretty much it's a 30% chance, again 30, it's not the 25, it's the 30. 30% chance to gain an additional turn and increase, it says, your offensive modifiers, which is going to be stuff like dual strike and power, quad strike, ricochet, stuff like that. I believe it's by 20% each. So you have a 30% chance to add 20% to all of the stuff you have on you currently. You feel me? Yo, what's up, Lord? But yeah, like it's pretty good, and a lot of people think this is the best variant of it, and it's pretty strong. I can't disagree with that. But there's just so much more you can do with the slow-mo version, in my opinion. It just depends on how you do it. I personally think the slow-mo is the better version. Not really going head-to-head against these right now, but to me, this is the more viable version, depending on what you're going for. I like using it in the tank role. I like it as a DPS, but to me, I just really like Fium, guys. I feel like this is more tanky, in my opinion. You can even use the offensive one as a tank, but it's a little harder in that aspect. But viability wise, is this needed? No, not needed at all. Not needed at all. Is this in any meta build right now? Currently, it's not. Okay. Currently, it is not in any meta build, but I have been playing this build a lot. This is actually my go-to expedition build right now. I haven't died once in expedition personally. I've had a few guildies say that yeah, like I die in the front, but it's like if I play expedition at the highest I can run, I don't ever die. And I'm not just saying that, like I'm genuine when I say that. Everyone in my team will die, no matter how stacked they are with their witchums, they will die. With this, I've actually lived like honestly pretty good. Like I haven't died at all. So I have a bunch of evade are stacked. I even have the Vendor rune so I don't get hit, or have a 25% chance not to get hit right away. I have a bunch of evade here. It's all doubled because of the Witchum bonus. And right now my evade is looking like 44.5% with Clover, right? Which I could also, you know, bump up to 49.5% right there. Boom. Which I might actually keep. I don't know. I have no other Empower stack, so I really don't know. But it's really nice. Can it solo? Yes, it can solo. Is it a better solo? It just depends. On certain world bosses, it does do a lot better. In Beef, I have a higher solo chance than just traditional Witchum, but in Nordic, it's not as good as the traditional Witchum. So to me, it's better than traditional Witchum in certain content than just normal Witchum is. I really, really like it. What's your highest expedition? You rock 20,000. Currently, Andy Guild, shout out by the way, the current expedition I am doing is 3,605. 31,605, sorry. 31,605. So I've climbed higher than this before. I think when I was in Rev, we climbed all the way to, I would like to say like 38,000 or 32,000 at least, you know, but it was way higher. And I had used this build then, but I really didn't pay any attention to it, and it was strong, but I can't really vouch for that time period. But right now, I can vouch for it. All of my points from all of my characters because I use this guy in the front end, and it's solid, guys. It's solid. Even if it's slower, I will eventually clear the expedition just with the damage that I'm putting out with Ascarium and the 2 out of 4 Witchum. So it's nice. The chance to pretty much ignore some of the defensive bonuses and the chance to skip one of the DPS's turns is really nice. It really helps me out. Like it really, really does. Obviously, RNG can just completely mess you up. So if I'm really unlucky, that could happen. But yeah, to me, it's very viable. A lot of people want to say it's D tier or trash tier because that's just how a lot of whales are nowadays in the game. A lot of whales that have this, because most of the people that have this are whales. They say it's like one of the worst ancients in the game, that it's not useful, that it's pointless to go after, but I honestly am against that. I think it's really nice. It has a fun aspect to it. It's really cool. No other ancient does what this one does. And again, the possibilities for this are crazy. So let's go ahead and come back to the tier list. And I honestly think that this could possibly be B tier because I don't see it as bad as Sacramentum. And I do think it's better than Codex. And I personally think it's better than Poly as well. That's where I would put it. I really think it's B tier, and I want to put it in A tier, but I haven't tested it enough, and nobody really has tested it other than people that aren't saying anything about it. But you don't really see anyone wear it. Like if we go to the people that actually own it, let's just look at the tops here. Not wearing it. not wearing it. All these guys have it, by the way. I don't think Boot has it. I don't know if Gwen passed it, but not wearing it. Not wearing it. You see what I'm saying here? Not wearing it. Like, nobody really tests it, not wearing it. Nobody tests it, guys. Nobody is testing it. So, yeah. That is what it is. I mean, that's going to be the final tier list. If I have to move anything around, I'd probably put Wedi over here. And that's probably it right there. I think I'd leave it like that. And I did promise a friend who isn't in my time zone that I would send him a snippet of this tier list. So 1 second. Let me go ahead and save that real quick. There you go. And yeah, that's going to be the tier list, guys. Not sure if it's what you guys thought it would be. A lot of you are actually pretty spot on. But here you go. Let's see. Can you check TG rankings to see who has it? If you're talking about tier 21, sure. Go ahead and check it out. We do have Bowling in first. Which is crazy. I feel like he's going to come up first eventually. It really depends. I know he came back recently. Yep, not using it. Nobody's using it, guys. Nobody's using it. But anyways, yeah, that was the tier list. Let's go ahead and go on with the Wheel of Names. Do you guys want a Wheel of Names? Y'all ready for one giveaway? I'm pretty sure you guys are ready for a giveaway. If you guys can give me your hero tags, that would be great. Again, if you guys won last week, unfortunately, I cannot give you guys a prize again. It does take at least 30 days to put you back into the runnings for that. So I do apologize, but let's go ahead and get this Wheel of Names going. Let me get this on screen real quick. 1 second here. Here we go, Wheel of Names. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I know, scuffed guys, but who cares? Let's see. Let me go ahead and put all these in real quick. Okay, I have Dina's here. I have Jason's. Go. I have Jotaro. I'm going to go ahead and add a few redos, guys, just to make it a little interesting. I tried to get marbles on stream to work, and unfortunately, it's just acting a little buggy. It's supposed to be only for Twitch, but there is a way to get it on YouTube. I went ahead and fixed that one for you, Athena. Don't worry about it. There's another one for KFC there. Bangton right there. Kronk. That's a really cool name. That reminds me of that old cartoon movie, Emperor's New Groove. Any of y'all ever see that movie, or am I just a dinosaur? I thought that was like such an awesome cartoon when I was a kid. Okay, another one here. There's Jason. Okay, wow, a bunch of names this time, guys. Keep it going. Let's keep it going. But yeah, expect marbles on stream. I'm definitely going to try harder to get it for next stream. I don't know why it was giving me issues. Like, I followed the tutorial and everything, but I don't know, it's just acting up. Hey, if you guys don't see your name on here, please let me know. I'm going in order. Right now I'm on Martloaf, so if you see Martloaf, just see if your name is below his. I will be checking if there are duplicate names on here afterwards. You can please refrain from sending in dupes. That would be great. So I will take it off, trust me. Yeah. I mean, I do have a Twitch account, and I am already affiliated there, guys. So if you guys want me to do some marble streams, I always could just go to Twitch for a bit. I still have the login and everything. I just don't use it. But anyways, guys, these are the names I see there. I'm going to say them out loud. We have Athena, Persuade You, Jotaro, KFC, Bangton, Kronk, ASD, FATLAS, Jason, Rob L02. Sorry, guys. and all these other names. Yeah, I'm not gonna read them all, but I have a ton of names. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else? Wow, you still play this game? Respect. Yes, I still play this game. Gotta help out my homies here. Gotta help them out with all that content they need, all that information, you know? A lot of people really like this game. They did recently get bought out, so there is a chance that the game will improve soon. It does take around 2 to 3 months for a buyout to actually kick in, guys. So if you guys don't see it getting better right now, just understand that it does take some time. Oh, thank you for posting Apple's. I do know Apple said last time he has trouble putting the name here. So yeah, good call there. Let me go ahead and check one thing real quick. I want to make sure there's no duplicate names from last week's winners. So give me 1 second. Where are they? There they are. Okay. Okay, the winners from last week were Cran, Blue Jean, and Azazel. I don't see any of those names here, so we're gonna go ahead and continue on with this. Last call, guys. Anybody here not see their name on here? Anybody at all? Last call. This is gonna be for one giveaway. I'm gonna do some world boss carries for Pocket, and after that, we're gonna do the last two, and that's gonna be the end of the stream. Ninja, if you want to resend it, I can go ahead and replace it. Don't worry. Friend you. Let me see if I have any slots. I do not, and I do have some people that are off. These don't count because they're what's it called? NFTs, but they're like really close friends of mine, and some people that are away and not currently home right now that gave me a little warning, so I can't really unfriend any of these people right now, unfortunately. Surprised R&D hasn't logged on. That's crazy. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm a little full right now. Yeah, I do apologize. I do have like a 48-hour kick timer, so I can't right now. I do apologize. Ava, give me that name real quick. There you go. Okay, that is going to be the last name for this roll. I'm gonna go ahead and start the roll. Check it out. No way. Yo, Pocket Apple with the win. Let's go. Here, hold on. Let me actually copy paste that real quick. Right. Easy dubs for Apple. Man, that looks so rigged. Guys, did that not look rigged? Because I was just saying I'm about to carry him on World Boss. That's crazy. Wow. That's so hilarious. Man, okay. Apple, you ready for those World Boss carries? There's not that many, guys, so it's only going to be, I think, 88 more runs that he had after these 88 runs, which are going to be extremely fast. I'll go ahead and do the last two giveaways. But yeah, Ava, don't worry. Since you are at 1%, if the stream does die, I'll make sure I give you the reward if you do win. So don't worry. Don't even worry about it. I'll make sure you get it if you win. I do have their tag here. Yes, I do. Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to get Apple on here. Hopefully he gets on relatively soon. I do believe they needed tier 16 Abyss, if I'm not mistaken. I'll make sure yours gets in there as well, Cactus. Cactus, what is your tag so I can make sure that yours and Ava's are on there perfectly? What am I running? If you want to join, I'm running Ignited Abyss, but it's tier 16. I know Apple wanted Ignited Abyss specifically. You're reconnecting? Perfect. That probably came in a little while ago. Let me see here. Man, this friends list is so annoying. I don't know if you guys have the same problem when you're scrolling through the World Boss friends list and it just automatically goes to the top. It's just super annoying. Like, it's the buggiest friends list, period. Okay, okay. I sent you some invites. Oh, I even opened the lobby just in case. Perfect. Okay. You'll pass on Abyss. Yeah, I know. I know. Let's see. I saw someone say that they were grinding RuneScape like crazy in World Chat 1 earlier. That's hilarious. I haven't, honestly, I didn't really grow up with RuneScape, so I can't like share the nostalgic feeling with y'all. But I do have it, and I kind of wanted to try it, but I'm just like, I just feel like it's one of those games where you had to grow up with it to really enjoy it. So I don't know. Yeah, if you want to join, just tell me. I'll go ahead and invite you right now. I'm pretty sure Apple doesn't mind. Just tell me your gamer tag if you can. That'd be great. Make sure you put the exact spelling in here. I'll just copy it, and I'll invite you. Perfect. Okay. I'll even put you in the giveaway. Sounds good? Good. There you go. 1 second, Apple. If you can make it private, Apple. Actually, wait. Apple, can you leave and come back so I can be host? Cool. Valid user tier is below the requirements. So unfortunately, it seems like you're below the requirements for the tier. Let me double check. Player does not exist. Apparently you don't exist. Let me try doing it without the tag part. Yeah. This seems it. Check here. They're not found. So can't find you, unfortunately, but let me go ahead and try this one. 1 second. Can you join for 10 runs? I'll do this and we'll start. And if you join, that's perfect. There you go. Sent you an invite. So we'll just wait for them to join. Pocket never makes it private. That's so funny. Your hero tag. Yeah, I got you. Got you. Okay, I see you on here. Did you also need robots or what? After these 10 runs with can't say the name, I guess GT. After these 10 runs with GT, I can invite you if you want. Yo, GT, did you get my inf? This song is not my vibe, guys. Just saying. Just saying, that wasn't my vibe at all. And yes, world, okay. It was you grinding RuneScape. That's so funny. Can I resend the invite? I can. There you go. I'm spamming it for you. There you go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thoughts on how to make tier 18 TG set in the best possible in the what? Thoughts on how to make T18 TG set the best possible in tier. So by that, Wes, do you mean the best setup for tier 21 Sele? Or are you talking about the best setup in tier 18? Are you talking like current tier, or are you talking tier 18 setup? Don't worry, if you win, I got you, all right? Have a good one, man. Have a good time grinding RuneScape. Tier 18? Okay, so what is the tier 18 ancient, guys? Is it the Weapon of Ascarium one? I can't remember. I always forget which one's 18 and 19. Anyone remember tier 18 ancient? The Ascarium weapon? Okay, so here's the problem. In my opinion, the best setup is a setup you can't make. Because you can in tier 18, but the moment you beat the third dungeon, tier 19 opens and you need the D4 to get the main hand. No problem. Have a good one. But, oh yeah, yeah, that is Wedi. Someone just sent me a message on my alt account. I think it was the person that tried to join right now. Let me go ahead and see if I can. I think I have him on my friends list. Let me double check. 1 second, Apple. Yeah, someone just messaged me, and I think it was the person I just texted away. How did they message me? That's so crazy. Yeah, it says they don't exist. What the heck? I don't have them on my list, and they messaged me somehow. That's very strange. That's crazy. Let's go. Ready it up. Yeah, I don't know why you don't exist, homie. That's pretty weird. I tried inviting you. You want to just type your name in chat without the hero tag and all that? Because I just copy pasted it and it didn't work. That is so crazy. Now, the best setup I would say is if you could have Clover in tier and Weave, you would want to pair Clover, Weave, and then possibly the Drain main hand. I mean, I couldn't say. I think that would be a good setup. If you're going to go Clover less, I would say Weave neck if you can. And something with a lot of self-hit would be nice. That way you could, you know, proc your 4 out of 4 pretty often. But that, or you could put a Ascarium body with Weave neck, you know, just something like that can go crazy. If you do a speedier setup, like a speed bait setup, you can have a self-hit build with Fium, you know, something like that. No, but you can't really do that because you'll need... I mean, you can, but you wouldn't be able to do the 4 out of 4, so... It's kind of hard to build that set in that tier because I feel like it's better when you get the tier 19. So, other than just Weave, Clover, and like any decent mythic main hand, I can't really see any other way to build it as a best in tier setup. Yeah, but it's really, really solid in tier 19. I think that's where it kind of shines when you get the Weapon of Ascarium. I call it Weapon of Ascarium because it just depends which one you want to use. But when you get the Weapon of Ascarium, it's super solid. Like, super solid. So, it's good without it, too, to be fair. You can use, like, a Vamp setup right away. That Vamp setup can be made super fast. So, just really depends on what you want. The Vamp setup's solid, if I could say anything, though. Super solid. I think it's a lot of people's favorite Vamp set right now. I know some of the top players in the world, like some of the GG peeps, like I believe Nathan TK and Oliver Noko both run that set. I do believe Winter runs that set in Rev. A bunch of other players like R&D from the Andy Guild runs it. I have it. It's pretty solid, so you could always go the Vampiric setup if you'd like. Oh man, dude. I cannot wait for the next year, man. If I get a full set ANR right now, I'm not kidding you. If I get a full set ANR, I will keep it and I will up tier it. I do want to see how it performs in the current tier. What are y'all's opinions on tier 21 ANR? Do you think that would be useful, or do you think Byron is just so much better? Really curious on that. I want to know if I'm going to waste my time or not. I feel like there's a chance that it'll be really solid. I saw a question here. I just missed it. I'm so sorry. Which ancient should I go for if I'm only planning for one? Let's be real. Clover is just so good. If you're going for one ancient, to me, Clover is the one you're going to want. Because all the meta sets right now either need Clover or don't need it. So that's it. Like, if it doesn't need it, it doesn't really need anything else except maybe Evolium. So it's going to be between Evolium and Clover, and let's be real, Clover is just, it's just pretty. It's pretty good. You love ANR, but I'm not sure how it will be up tiered. Yeah, that's the problem, because you can't Clover it. That's what's really sucky about it. I think... No, I feel like ANR is solid, but I mean, I would only be able to use like the 3 out of 4 at its best, in my opinion. I don't think it... Oh my god, I'm getting the whole set, guys. I just need one more piece. That's crazy. There's no way I'm gonna get the helmet right now. You guys think I'm gonna get the helmet? Pre-tier 21 ANR and Aeneas were some of my favorite sets. I'm gonna tell you right now, Aeneas, I can't even say the name of that set. Aeneas, to me, it's solid as heck, right? It's super solid. Don't get me wrong. And it was useful in D4s and stuff like that, and just really strong. Whenever I use it, and I actually set this in World Chat earlier, when I use that set, I don't feel like anything's happening. And someone else said that too, I think. So, I don't know why. I feel like I tickle people with Aeneas. It cooks for you? See, it cooks for people, but for me, I feel cooked when I'm wearing that shit. Like, for real, I really do feel cooked. I don't feel good at all when I wear it. I don't think it's that great, so. But I mean, I know it's good, so I'm going to tell people it's a good set because I know it's good. But for me, I cannot use it, guys. I don't know how you guys use it so good. Skill issue? You know what? I don't doubt it, Wes. I just recently became really into DPS builds and stuff like that, more DPS oriented builds, so I don't blame you. I'm pretty noob when it comes to DPS stuff, but I'm getting there. My DPS builds have been pretty strong, but yeah, dude, at that time I was like hardcore tank fanatic. I was like Witcham praiser, perk praiser, anything you hit me I don't die praiser, you know. I even liked the tier 20 raid set. I was that guy. Or was it the raid set? I think it was the TG set, the absorb one. But yeah, I was a tank guy through and through. Oh no, that was tier 20. I'm tripping, dude. What was tier 18's tank set? It wasn't brass, was it? No, that was tier 17. Was tier 18? Or is that like the Silverwind era? That was Silverwind, I think. I actually do have a DPS NFT, but I've already kind of gone far on it. I might just start another NFT because I am going to add one to my legendary only account, which is going to be on my next stream. I'm going to try beating Color TB on the next stream with my legendary only account, which is extremely hard. I'm super stuck on that right now. Not converting my energy. I'm going to tell you right now, if you think I'm about to level up, you got jokes, man. That looks like I'm about to level up, but I ain't going to level up right now. Let me actually see. Let me see. Let me double check. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. It takes so long, dude. Actually, I am about to level up. That's super close. Nice save. Here, I'll be right back, Apple. Give me 1 second. If you can open it, that'd be great. Whoa, whoa. It's shards, right? There you go. Man, that was close. All right. You went from tier 16 to tier 18 with Aeneas and up tiered it. I don't blame you. Like I mean, I don't blame you. There it is. Wow, literally one game away. What a save. What a save, honestly. It's because it just takes so long to level up. Like, I really didn't think it was going to, like, be that quick. When you're in the 900s, it's just so slow, dude. Like, I miss seeing my levels fly so much. Slow down their fast hands. You don't understand, Mitch. Mitch, I have scrapped my Dwadin 4 times already. 4 times. I've scrapped him 4 times by accident. And I had to wait weeks to get him back. Good thing is I usually run Druffo half the time. But that is why I scrapped him, because I didn't have him on any setups. I was doing some crazy builds in my armory at the time. Don't ask why Dwadin wasn't in there. It was a dark time. But I was just trying stuff that wasn't meta to help to recommend to others and stuff like that. But yeah, he's locked now. He's locked now. But I was trying to reforge him for DPS and try all this crazy stuff and then try other pets I had out, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've done that like 4 times, dude. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even over exaggerating. 4 times. The best tier 16 PvP set. Anar was so nice. Anar was nice. I just hate that I didn't use it in tier. Because I had taken a break from tier 12 all the way to the last week of tier 16. And yeah, I just really didn't get to enjoy Anar or perk for that matter. I up-tiered perk and I used it like crazy, but yeah. You're stuck on Grunt? You want to know how I passed Grunt? I used all legendaries, like legendary gear. The only thing I had mythic was enchants, which isn't that hard to get by that tier. And I passed him with 2+3 Blinkas and a +5 Rampante. And I was tank up front. Isn't that crazy? I actually was stuck on that flag for so long, using Chedza Naiki, using Drelvi, using all these crazy legendary fams that I had on that account, and I was stuck. I was stuck. And then my homie gave me a tip, Vantario, for those of y'all that know Vantario in the community, super cheese wizard. He knows how to beat so many flags so easily, it's crazy. He told me about that strat. I tried it first time, beat it. Crazy. How feasible is a fam only account? Okay, so fam only, I truly think, unless you're pay to play, and I mean like pay to play, that is like not in anyone's scope. You know, I really don't think it's viable. You would have to be pay to play, or you have to know that that's going to be years of commitment, possibly. Even with the knowledge, I think you're going to need ancients and like some crazy fams to even do stuff like that. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, this is going to be a shorter stream. I'm actually going to be cutting it here right now. We're going to be doing the last 2 giveaways. Next stream is going to be longer. I do have some stuff planned this afternoon. I do apologize, but we will definitely have a longer stream next week. It's also going to be on Sunday at 7 p.m. But let's get on with that giveaway. Any other hero tags that aren't on this list, if you already gave me your hero tag and saw it earlier, please don't put it again. But yes, anything here? Yeah, 2-hour stream. Sorry, it's a shorter stream this time. But I do promise you, I am coming back to streaming. I really did enjoy the stream. I enjoyed the last stream, and I feel like I'm just going to keep doing it. And I do have a new series coming out next week. For those of y'all that heard the teaser, that's great. For those of y'all that didn't, do apologize. Hey, it doesn't seem like there's any more names coming in. Are y'all ready for the giveaway? Oh, we have a name right here. There you go. Thank you so much, Matt. I'm still pretty like nervous when it comes to streaming, so sorry if it's a little different than the average stream. I am trying to get back into this, so just give me some time and I'll get back into my groove. Still a little washed when it comes to streaming, but I am definitely going to have a new series coming out, so keep an eye out for that starting next week. But there you go. By the way, remove my name. It's doubled in there. Let me go ahead and check. You're right. Thank you so much for calling that out. Okay, there you go. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this here. Here you go. Here goes, first spin. Or second spin, sorry. Oh, okay. Let's go. I am terrible at pronouncing names, so I'm not going to do that. I know who this is. I do believe they're in the Andy Guild, which is fantastic. Really nice to see an Andy member get it. Let's here, just to double check. Yes, they are. Perfect. Congrats. We do have one more giveaway, so don't leave yet, just in case you win. Thank you so much, Jason, for the kind words. Hoping to get even better. I just want to make sure I have better content for you guys from here on out. I do plan to have more informational stuff as well for those of y'all that are interested in the more technical side of Bit Heroes. I will be trying to cover that later in the future as well. But we are going to be doing the last giveaway. Any other names? I'm going to give it 20 more seconds before I start the next one. GZ name I can't say. I can't say these names. I don't want to butcher them. I'm sorry. It's Swedish? Is it? Wow, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. I didn't know you were Swedish. That's sick. Yeah, I go off when it comes to discussing ancients. I'm sorry if I just go off on those little rants and tangents, guys. I'm sorry, but I just have to with those because I want to make sure everyone understands my actual thoughts and process on these. I don't like just saying, yeah, it's good because people say it's good. I want to make sure that I give as accurate information as I can and as true to myself information as I can. I don't want to lie about things. But anyways, let's go ahead and do the last roll. Going once, going twice. No more names? No? Alrighty, here goes. Kronk. Wow, no redos this time. Usually we hit like 30 of those things. It's crazy. Kronk, congrats. I'll make sure I get this sent out right away. I do apologize if it takes a while. It can take up to a week, I believe, but just give it some time and you should see, I believe it's 1,000 gems and an epic adventure bag, something like that. So yeah, congrats to all those that won. I do apologize for the shorter stream this time, but I do promise I will have longer streams in the future. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is World Eater. Have a great one, guys. Peace.